Hi, I'm Autumn, and this is the Furniture Flipper's Guide. Today, we have a really fun furniture flip. I will be removing the finish of 2 bedside tables, and I will teach you 4 different ways for removing furniture finish. So, stick with me. I'll teach you all my tips and tricks for furniture flips, and there may be some surprises in between. Let's go. All right, y'all, let's get started. Well, I was gonna show you these pieces, but my dogs seem to want to be in the video. All right, this is the best you're gonna get. Look at these orange pieces. We are gonna take that finish off and make them bleached and beautiful. And I'm gonna show you 4 different ways that you can remove the finish. Let's get started. I first decided to try QCS by Stripwell. It is a furniture finish remover. It is a stripping agent that is safe, biodegradable, and nearly 100% non-toxic. Okay, did you see what I did there? I started adding the stripping agent before I removed the hardware. That is a no-no, so I immediately started removing the hardware, and then I will continue. I think I was just pumped to try this new product. All right, chill out, Autumn. Here we go. I added the QCS, and then the directions say to leave it for 10 to 15 minutes after the first light coat. While I waited for it to start doing its job, I got all of my other tools ready. The directions say after 1 coat, if it doesn't look like it is stripping already, then go ahead and add a heavy second coat and wait another 10 to 15 minutes. It was looking pretty good, but it wasn't really bubbling up yet, so I decided to go ahead and add 1 more layer. 3rd time's a charm, right? All right, so I added the 3rd layer and I let it sit. Let's see how it worked. Most people are either one way or the other. They either think this is super satisfying or super disgusting. Which way do you go? Tell me in the comments, I would love to hear. So I continued stripping down the sides, and it was really hot outside, and the QCS directions said if it starts to get dry or sticky, then go ahead and just spray more on to reactivate it. The directions also recommend to use a fine steel wool to help with extra removal. So as you can see, this is going to be a long process of the removal of this finish. Now, this piece is just really stubborn. I have seen QCS work on other pieces where the finish just slides right off, but this piece was gonna be a doozy. Also, let's talk about this obvious question here. Why did I not take the drawers out? Because they were non-removable drawers. They are stuck, and I am refinishing this piece for a client. Did not want to yank them out and break anything, so I worked around the drawers and we figured it out. So let's talk about some reasons why you might use a stripping agent versus sanding. I always look whether the top of a piece has a veneer. If it has a very thin veneer, you may want to use a stripping agent on it first so that you don't sand through the veneer. Also, if there is a really thick finish, like this one, then you may want to do the stripper first so that you don't spend hours and hours sanding. Can you see that lighter finish underneath? It's happening, slowly but surely. All right, so I am finished stripping the finish off of these pieces. And so in order to clean that off, QCS says you can actually use this product to clean it off, that you don't need mineral spirits or water or anything like that. So I'm gonna try using this. If I don't get all the gunk off, then I will use some water to finish cleaning it off. And I'll show you what it's looking like. It's looking good. All right, y'all, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, right now would be a great time to do that. Before we get into the good part, there's even more coming. So go hit that subscribe button and you will get notifications on all the new and fun upcoming furniture flips I have going on. So as I started to run low on my QCS bottle, I decided just to start using some water to continue taking this finish off and to clean it. It's looking so much better. What do you think? There still was a little bit of gunk on it, so I decided to use some mineral spirits, paint thinner, to just get that final layer off. No attention to the Jeep that my husband parked right next to me in the driveway. It's a pretty cool Jeep though. If you want to see more behind the scenes of me, my family, and all of the furniture flips, check out my business, Prayed Over Pieces, on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We made it to the next phase. So I like using furniture stripping agents, but sanding is my love. And the surf prep is definitely my love. This is the way to go. Now, like I said, if you have a veneer on top, be very careful because you can easily sand through it. So I used, well, look at that. I used a lot of my sandpaper getting the rest of the finish off, but I used a very light grit on the top. And I was able to use a lower grit on the side because there was thicker wood on the side. If you look at the back, you can see that line. If you have questions about what kind of grit you should use, feel free to add any of those questions in the comments and I would love to answer those for you. All right, I am turning into a lobster in the sun and thank goodness we are almost done sanding. Here is part 3 of a way to remove a finish. I used this carbide scraper to get some extra areas cleared of the finish. Does the scraping noise bother you? It really bothers my daughter. She said it's like nails on a chalkboard, but it gets the job done. And I will be sanding down those areas afterwards. We made it to part 4. All right. We're gonna be using bleach. We're gonna put it on these pieces and take this color to an even better, lighter level. If you want even more details on how to bleach pieces, I have an entire video dedicated to how to bleach a dresser. This video, I will just tell you that I used straight bleach, put it all over the piece, let it sit in the sun, and I did multiple layers. I believe it was 3 layers on this one, letting it dry in between. Make sure to cover all areas evenly so you don't have any splotchiness. And make sure not to have children nearby. I'll show you why. They're totally getting extra chores for that. Can you see the difference already? This bleaching technique is beautiful. One thing I want to mention is that you can use different combinations of all 4 of these techniques. You can sand a piece and strip a piece down. You can strip the piece and then bleach it. Or you could sand it and then bleach it. Then you could scrape it and then bleach it. I feel like I might be getting carried away. Okay, but you get the point. Okay, I have put bleach on these pieces. They have been sanded, they have been stripped, and now we are ready to finish them with some white wax. Here we go. I used Sloan chalk paint wax in white, and this will be the finishing touch. This will seal the piece and will continue to help keep that lightness. Sometimes when you seal a piece, the yellow color from underneath comes out. Also, let me tell you, I did wash the pieces after I bleached them and washed that bleach off. But if you want more details on that, be sure to check out my How to Bleach a Dresser video. For the most satisfying part, at least to me, of this video, here it comes. I love that! Which was the favorite of the 4 different furniture finish removal techniques we used today? Let me know in the comments. Can't wait. Alright, it's time for the big reveal. I did one last sanding over both pieces, and here was the before, and here's the after. What do y'all think? Wow, what a difference. We used a lot of techniques and it was a lot of work, but that outcome is totally worth it. What do you think? As always, thank you so much for being here on the Furniture Flippers Guide. I would love for you to join me and be sure and subscribe so you can watch all my new videos every week. Let's keep learning together.